This video is for the demo of a game called Broken Alliance. I'm going to revisit this demo. They released an update recently, and supposedly there's been a few changes. So if we look at the settings first, looks like maybe there's an extra volume slider in here for voice. Still no graphic settings or anything, so it's just running in borderless full screen or windowed full screen, depending how you want to call it. But yeah, there's no VSync option or anything, but the game does have an internal VSync, which I can tell you is working. So let's jump in and see what the game is like now.
The air smells of the brine of the vast and unfathomable ocean. It has not been an easy journey, though not the worst you've had either. Still, you felt the shift on the road. Times have grown tense and perilous.
Yeah, so this first dialog box now, it has a bit of a flicker to it. Apparently some people were having trouble noticing that there was
The factions quarrel, threatening reprisal over any transgression, insult, grievance. They threaten each other with war. They threaten the future of Ale itself.
So yeah, you got to click this to make the dialogue go on.
Yet, there is, as always, a glimmer of hope. If the leaders of the four factions agree to attend the gathering, if they find a peaceful way out of this peril. And so, Anchorage, the first on your list, draws closer with every step. Onwards then, emissary. Beside you stands Prior, the silent apostate. Ahead awaits your other companion, Yorick, the Elden Hawk, having returned from his reconnoiter.
Okay, so since I have looked at this demo previously, I know that we head down this way, road sign there. Southward, the Rocky Coast, I believe, is this way, and eastward, Skyheim is down this way. So things that you can click on now kind of glow. We couldn't go through here before. It doesn't look like we can go through this way now either. We can go up to the gate, that's about it. So this is the other teammate that the game was alluding to.
Yorick, your compatriot on many expeditions. His armor covered in dust and bramble. A bold warrior, He came on the journey for the same reason you did. For all the banter, he also strives for peace. In actual war, warriors do not last for long.
Took you long enough, emissary? Was beginning to think you got yourself lost without me.
The scales of his armor clink as he attempts to shake the dust from it.
And we know you can't rely on Prior there. He can't find a path even when standing on it.
Prior gestures at Yorick in a way which can only be interpreted as vulgar, then grins.
Worry not, friends, the road looks clear. No foes in sight. A shame, too. I wanted to fight something. Aye, will you? I wouldn't mind a good payday. Nothing much. All seems calm enough. The easterly road will lead us to Skithheim.
Okay, so now we've got this guy as well. Let's head down the road. Yeah, if I remember correctly.
Behold the gates of Skithheim, mighty capital of Anchorage. Guards patrol the ramparts while banners in blue cerulean turquoise flutter overhead. You hear the booming call of a horn, and the gates slowly begin to open, granting you entrance into its wind-stricken streets. The interior of the town hall is designed to display the splendor of Anchorage. The walls are adorned with murals of historical battles and triumphant victories, some perhaps more dubious than others. The central gallery cutting through the hall is lined with intricate sculptures of legendary Einherjar, gifted to the Herseer of Anchorage by masterful Trollkin artisans. The figure waiting by the hearth is aged, his beard grey, yet he still stands proud and tall, the honored High Inquisitor of Anchorage, leader of the Alliance through endless hardships. He turns to face you, one eye smirking.
Emissary, ravens have foretold of your arrival.
His severe voice is undercut by a tinge of mockery. He shrugs in reply.
Of course, a gathering of the leaders of Aeol in the ruins before Ishros. A common ground, notably, watched over by the specters of our ancestors. Tell me, who set you on this little expedition? How enigmatic. But it does pique my interest a fair bit. I'm considering it. I am, after all, a man of peace. The Alliance of Anchorage was formed to safeguard stability and order, and I won't be the one to betray my forebears. We'll make sure the factions stay in line. In their blind recklessness, they dabble with magic, putting all of us in danger. Deceivers and trespassers.
He trails off, mumbling off a slew of unclear indictments, then snaps his attention back to you.
However, to tell the truth, I'm not convinced you'll make it to the mountain. The path is dangerous.
Yorick fails in his attempt to stifle a derisive snort.
This Elden Hog may be of warrior stock. Well, that remains to be seen. First, prove yourself worthy by defeating my warrior at the sawmill. If my shield maiden reports of your honorable victory, I will attend the gathering. Besides, you need wood to rebuild a bridge that was recently swept away by a deluge.
I've always wanted to battle a Valkyrie. Suppose a shield maiden will have to do.
Okay. I've got a feeling that you go out of the town, but we'll just have a quick look here to see what's down there. Alright. Ah, the door actually shut and the door open. Well, I don't think we need to worry about that at the moment. There we go. That's the sawmill over there.
You see a shield maiden, noble fighter of Anchorage, protector of the people, come flame and storm. Her armor gleams in the frigid sunlight as she brushes the mane of her war horse.
Welcome, emissary. Talk of your quest seems to be spreading fast. Are you tough enough for what lies ahead?
Don't underestimate us, lass. In my time, I've fought worse than you.
That's what we're here to find out, Sir Hog.
The shield maiden mounts her horse, preparing her armaments.
Defeat me in honorable combat, and you may continue your quest. If you fail here, you will be no match for the dangers that lie ahead.
I wish we'd had that bait. Oh, I'd be sleeping on a mound of golden coins tonight.
Yorick chomps on a mushroom, then readies his mace and shield. Prior, solemn for once, arms crossed in front of his chest, bows deeply to the shield maiden.
Okay, so you could drag your units into position here, because I've already done that previously in my commander's screen. You know, I don't need to do that here. But I could change my setup if I wanted. Okay, so in the previous demo, it seemed that it was better to kind of let the enemy come to you, because we don't actually know where the you know, the attack range or the movement range is for the enemy units. Yeah. They've also given us more movement cards. That was apparently something that some people were complaining about, the fact that it was only giving you one movement at the most, and you know, you got two characters, so it's good to be able to move both of them. Although I guess you could just move a character twice if you wanted. That seems to be a for me anyway, it's kind of a downside. The fact that there's no limitation put on units or anything. I mean, if you've played Heroes Might and Magic, you know that each unit has a turn. So you can't just keep spamming the one unit all the time. But here, it's not like that. So if I move this one to here, well, that says once they run out of stamina, they can't play any more cards. Attack. Let's see what happens if I go. Yeah, you see, that's my attack range. See, I would move this character to here, but I got a bit of a feeling that the enemy will be able to kind of hit. So if I go maybe just to here for now and just see what the enemy does. Okay, well that was interesting. So it looks like not only am I getting 2 move cards, but the enemy is getting 2 move cards as well. But at least they've put some kind of limitation on how many cards you can play on a certain character per turn. Power Bash, crippling attack. Target is crippled. Alright. Okay, let's... Okay, let's try this power attack. Okay. And now... Oh, I can't move, can I? No, I don't believe so. This character's finished. They can't do it. That means I go... Yeah, so I'm going to have a problem here because... if I attack them, they're probably going to go after my ranged unit. Right, so that should hopefully put a debuff on the enemy. Nothing kind of telling me there, I'm not sure. I could move to here, maybe that will work, but I think basically if the AI wants to hit my ranged unit, there's nothing I can do to stop them. They're just going to get me no matter what. Yeah, see? Okay, well let's try that one. Okay, so that didn't quite work as I thought. I probably didn't read that card as in depth as I should have. Yeah. Okay, well, let's move. to... No, there's no point. Let's just stay there.
The Shield Maiden raises her blade in resignation, then thrusts it into the ground, a sign of respect from a noble guardian of Anchorage. She brushes her auburn hair away from her face.
Well fought, emissary. You have proven your mettle. Be careful, though, on your path. The creatures of Slaumir are not to be trusted. The magic of Phobos is noxious. We all wish for peace, but sometimes the only way to maintain order is through strength. In any case, the High Inquisitor will be notified of your success. You may use the sawmill.
She picks up her sword and sheaths it, turning to leave. Wood from the forests that cover Aeol, used for construction, fuel, tools, and weapons. Abundant and versatile. Alongside ore, it is the most commonly used material. Yet be wary of excessive logging, warns Paradise. It may draw the wrath of the Earth Mother, for trees also live and breathe, and are connected to the land below.
Okay, so this is all we can do here at the moment. If this is like Red My Magic, then it would mean every week we could come back and get some more resources from it. But we're moving on anyway because we have to go and repair this bridge, apparently.
The ruined half of a wooden bridge lies ahead. The river Elivahar flows down from the towering mountains in the west, cutting through Anchorage lands on its way to the ocean. Rebuilding a bridge is not easy, but after some hearty labor, the task is done. Not a moment too soon, the thought crosses your mind. And you didn't fall into the water once. The road to the portal heads due north.
Yeah. Gold coins.
The piece of gold glints in the sunlight. A precious mineral used for trade all across Aeol. Mortals dig for it. Mortals mold and process it. Mortals fight and die over it. A mere substance of the soil, its value is arbitrary, based on that very glint and the tacit agreement between mortals who have deemed it to have value. Still, one cannot deny, especially when holding a piece of gold between their fingers, the powerful effect it has.
Okay, so here's the portal. Let's just check. Yeah, so these guys are still injured at the moment. 54 and 66 respectively. And notice that go up on it.
The portal of teleportation is a stone platform, raised slightly above the rest of the ground. Its surface, ancient and scarred, is covered with various unknown symbols and glyphs. The air around the platform throbs and pulses with vast magical energy.
Never been fond of these. Teleportation's not a natural way to travel.
Yorick shudders, his spines bristling.
Makes me queasy in the stomach is what it does. It doesn't feel right.
Yorick snorts, then wags his finger. Queasy it may be, but it solves the issue of long-distance travel for the time being. Step onto the platform and jump into the abyss, emissary. The vast chasm of the quarry looms ahead, a pit of pitch-black darkness. No light escapes from its depths. Across the quarry, you see a row of creatures, minuscule like ants, scurrying on a footpath, heading to toil in the darkness. You shout a greeting across the chasm, but get no reply. Not even an echo. Sound disappears into the dark alongside light, never to return. Several cranes tower above the quarry pit, ready to lift out the wealth from below. Mine carts dangle from hooks, with the crimson of blood iron glinting like red stars against a cosmic backdrop.
So we have to go to Tenebrae? Aye, but these Phobosians give me the jitters.
A faint shiver passes through Yorick's spiny backside. Prior, his brow furrowed, signs a criticism, followed by a question.
Ugh, you just haven't met enough of them, especially the prophets and their ilk. The flock, I mean. The orderlies who run Phobos. Suppose they're trying to unnerve us on purpose, crafting a facade of intimidation. Well, it works, that's for sure.
The ominous town hall of Tenebrae looks far more pleasant on the inside. The walls are covered with colorful tapestries. On them, various strange creatures posing in unnerving ways, doing unidentifiable acts. Yet there is something lively about all of them. The craft of these is remarkable, the material smooth and soft, woven of spider silk spun by the horrors of Phobos. In the middle of the hall stands a shadowy creature, one of the prophets, arms raised in greeting. Dark obscurity surrounds them in the form of a mantle, a multitude of eyes intermittently blinking within it.
A guest in our citadel.
Their voice echoes through the hall. The direction it's coming from, difficult to discern.
Welcome, visitor, and partake in our hospitality. What brings you to us? Ah, certainly. Age-old capital of the forgotten people. But we remember. Nothing but dust now. Nothing but dust. Is dust what we will one day also become? Or are we dust already? Lacking comprehension, animated only by the potency of magic.
The umbral mantle around the prophet whirls with increasing speed.
So then, emissary, we take it you wish us to attend. But what is this peace to us, we children of Phobos, followers of the hallowed Creator, ever tormented by our neighbors, hated by the other factions for who we are, what we are? They come at us with blade and spear and axe and spell, to kill us and to steal from us, because they feel it, fear of the unknown. Dark times are ahead, but we embrace change. We thrive in it. That is our strength.
An eruption of laughter booms from every direction of the hall at once.
Alas, would that we could see trouble already brews. The road to our portal is blocked, and our mana refinery seized from us. If you would be so kind to reconquer it, then surely one good deed will be met with another. The refinery will provide enough mana to clear the way, though where you get a spell is not our concern.
Don't you have troops and workers for this kind of work?
The many eyes narrow in what feels like ridicule. Murmur of Madness nods. Murmur of Madness stands in silence, but you can still sense the mischievous smile that isn't there. They wave you to depart.
Okay.
The Tower of Magic, wherein warlocks and conjurers explore the possibilities of spell casting. Here, spells can be bought for a hefty price. But today, due to the nature of your quest, the Phobosians gift you a spell free of charge.
You can't open up any of these screens in here. You can here. Right, so nothing new there. Before, yeah, so the house hasn't changed. Right, here's the spell. Okay. Not sure if we can cast it yet or not, but I guess we keep going this way. Okay, so this is probably where we have to cast a spell.
The road to the portal is blocked. Vast chunks of rubble have fallen onto the path, or perhaps piled so on purpose.
Okay. So we need to get the mana well, or whatever they call it. Which means we got to take them. Yeah, this is where the demo crashed last time we were playing. What's that? Not sure what that thing is.
Before the mana refinery lies a makeshift camp. Accursed raiders await you, weapons primed. Golden bronze plating glimmers in the rays of the sun. To your surprise, these are forged troopers.
Recommendation: leave now. whoever you are.
The observer slowly glides a few paces towards you, his mechanical tentacles swaying in the breeze.
We can take him. Fancy Forge Tech won't stand up to a solid blow from my mace.
Fairly agitated, Prior signs for caution. His motions catch the eye of the observer. The scale plating on its tentacles flare up, then subside.
Apostate, unexpected to see you in present company. It will not restrain us from what must be done.
Prior gestures a sequence of messages to the observer, who proceeds to ignore the Kemdi rebel.
None of your concern. A warning was delivered. Ignored. Prepare for combat.
Okay. So, yeah, trying to play through this battle was where the previous demo kind of... Two things happened. Firstly, the enemies would keep respawning. So you kill them, they just keep on spawning back in over and over and over. And secondly, if you tried to... There was something I tried to do, I can't remember exactly what it was, but the game locked up and we couldn't do anything. I had to hold F4 out of the game. So hopefully that won't happen this time. In the changelog, it did mention something about fixing the respawning issue, and it did say something about fixing a crash, but I'm not sure if it was the same crash as what I just mentioned. So same problem again. I don't know how far these characters can move. I don't know if it matters whether I set myself up or not, because you've got these things here, but they don't. All that they do would be to block enemy from stepping into that. It won't actually give any defensive boost at all. So I probably shouldn't put this character here, but I'm going to anyway. And as far as I know, this guy won't be able to attack from here. No, it's too far. Berserk. Oh. You get to read the card. But yeah, it must be some kind of a buff. Wait. He's moved 3 times there. Interesting. Okay, well, what I could do is... What if I move up to here? Would that be a good idea? Or, what if I went crippling on this guy? And then moved up here. Yeah, I can't do power attack because I've already used one of my actions, but I can do a normal attack. Yeah, bit of a shame. You can't really block them. Not easily. Alright, so what am I going to do here? Right, so I can say we got a problem with this one being in my way. I'm just going to try and complete this battle so we can get through it. Unfortunately, it's very hard to keep the character because the AI will just wail on the one character, I think. Alright, let's read this. So you get a damage boost, but also you take more damage as well. So probably not a good idea. Maybe. Let's go. Alright. Now what? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter now. Unless we could get a boost from standing behind there, but I don't think. Yeah. I mean, even if you got somebody blocking, you know, it doesn't. Alright, this should do it.
The Forge troopers lie defeated in the grey dust. You gaze at the motionless mechanical frame of the observer. Nothing to indicate it had ever been alive. No liquid spilled. A gust picks up flakes of the wooden shell of the tronco. You consider how much trouble this means for the state of Ao. Another outrage for Murmur of Madness to bring to the gathering. Prior stands farther away, his back awkwardly tense, cleaning his weapon. Not paying any attention to the remains of the fallen, straining to do so.
A challenge after all. We could use a chance to recover from the bruises.
Yorick grunts, rubbing his shield arm. A trace of blood smears his forehead.
Ah, indeed. Throw me into the radiant wellsprings of Viridis, please. I'll never leave that warm embrace. You okay, Briar? Paradise beckons. Did you hear?
Prior turns to face Yorick, nods.
Come then, what are we waiting for? Let's get a move on.
Blood iron deposits are common throughout Slaumir, the blighted land of Phobos. Many are familiar with its crimson hue and sharp edges, as if the mineral itself wants to injure those who grasp for it. Blood iron is considered a vile substance, as the prophets of Phobos use it to fuel their rituals. In truth, blood iron has many uses. The consequences depend on the user. It is the lifeblood of the land, taken form, its striking beauty only amplified by its dangerous nature. The mana refinery puffs out fumes of various smells and colors. The space around the building throbs with unnatural power. This is where rare resources can be refined into all-purpose mana. Processed and refined mana. The greenish powder falls through your fingers, each grain tingling with the power of potentiality. Mana is the material basis for casting powerful spells, bending natural laws to your will, transforming the world itself. It ought to frighten a sober mind that such power is readily available for most. But power blinds, turns people greedy, selfish, willfully obtuse. Much has been destroyed with magic. But then again, much has also been created by it. More than you know. The impact of the spell was more powerful than you assumed. A crater now resides where the pile of rubble used to be.
Whoa! 'Twas an explosion and a half! Fair point to them. It's why I personally don't trifle with it. Might get my nose blown clear off. And I like my nose. I wager the Forgekin we fought blocked the path when they came through here. Odds are good, though. Seems like poor play on their part, rendering them stuck on this side of the world. Nobody left to ask, unless we ask Meridian.
He shrugs, rubbing his fuzzy chin thoughtfully.
More coins.
You stand before the gates to Verdant Vale, blooming capital of paradise. The air hums and buzzes with the vitality of nature. An undescribable diversity of green hues strike your eyes from the thriving lushness of forest and jungle. The gates swing open by unseen means, allowing passage. The life seed is most often found growing across Viridis, the core territory of paradise. These particular saplings do not easily take root, and few understand why this is so. Coming across a life seed is usually taken as a sign of good fortune, for the vines are known for their myriad healing and cleansing properties. The flourishing town of Verdant Vale twists around you, colorful plant life, buzzing with vitality so potent you can nearly feel it with your skin. Trees and flowers, roots and vines all intertwined into dynamic architectural shapes. The whole is lined with 2 rows of pedestals. Upon them, an exhibit of the most intricate jewelry the nimble fingers of paradise are able to craft. A small-statured Wymet sits on a stump-like seat, attention set on a tiny item in his hand. He wears a vibrant garb made from the fibers of plants only grown in Viridis. His woodcraft mask reveals a wide smile of sharp teeth.
Do you know what this is?
Pico demonstrates the item as you approach, a greenish root-like trinket.
Not quite. Close. Crafted from the shell of a life seed, the root still attached. Excellent material for rings, necklaces, bracelets, the like. Leftover matter from that which nurtures our lives. Not just paradise, but all of Vale. Yourself included. And so we dedicate these small gifts to the Earth Mother. No point letting it go to waste, don't you think? But lessons in artistry are not why you are here. Ah, wonderful! We must have peace. It's the only way to safeguard nature, to care for life. Such a momentous chance cannot be wasted, of course, but we know the Earth Mother has to give her blessing upon this endeavor, else we may all succumb to disharmony. A shrine not far from here. Lay upon it the appropriate offering, and you will be granted the benevolence of Aelmar. That's for you to figure out, my friend.
Pico's mouth widens into a sly grin.
Worry not. Have my booklet on the dialects of paradise. With it, you can decipher the writings on the shrine. A gift from the herb doctors, given the importance of your quest. In addition, it's clear your travels have been hard. Yet the road to the mountain may hold even more unkind surprises. You won't make it with injured and tired troops. Visit our alm, rest, and heal.
You don't have to tell me twice, Chief.
Okay. Well, we have a road sign. Okay. Right, so the elm is probably down this road. Shrine will be up there. Verdant Vale is here.
An alm is a place for weary travelers to rest and recover from their injuries. The tavern-like four-hole is a bustle of visitors, a motley of people chatting with each other, occasionally calling for new drinks, At the far end of the hall are doors that lead to the famous pools of paradise.
The road makes one forget what comforts are. I'm a creature of comfort, aye, though folks may not think so, looking at me. This is what makes the hardship worth it, you know. Moments of calm between the struggles. You can stand here and be as pessimistic as you want. I'm going for a swim, and maybe a mug of ale.
Yep, so they're healed up. Don't have any effect breathing. Now we've only got the one spell at the moment, which we can't cast because we don't have any money. So let's head this way. Okay, so that might be we're trying to get to offering to the shrine. Yeah, we've got that. It's something about giving me a book or something, but there it is through this game. Right. Maybe this is the book part. The sun's rays in middle form, the treasure sought in calm and storm. I can float upon the sea, but not a vessel that you see. Touch I am cold, though my colour is fire, what am I? A gem of desire. Solve the riddle. Drag resources into the slots. Okay. Maybe it's 4 resources. Buried with eels and grace. I grant life to all I grace. Possibly the life seed. The sun's rays, the middle form, the treasure sought. That's probably gold. I can float upon the sea, but not a vessel that you see. Probably the word. You touch, I am cold, though my colour is fire. What am I? A gem of desire. Well, it could be either way around, really, couldn't it? I'm gonna go with that one.
The offerings crumble, forming into dust that coats the surface of the tablet, filling in the cuts of the inscriptions. A greenish flash of light blinds you for a moment. The dust vanishes.
That's it, I guess. Can't say I feel as if a godlike blessing has fallen upon me.
Prior blinks away the after effects of the flash of magical light, shrugs. He gestures down the road.
Hey, should head on through the portal, if Pico's up to his words.
Well, hopefully it was correct. I just wasn't sure whether I had the gold and the blood iron around the right way, but there's nothing we can do now.
Emissary. Hiko the Exuberant sends his regards, and reminds to be wary of the heretical Forgekin. May the Earth Mother guide you on this quest. Please, use the portal at your will.
The Warden gestures a salute with her head, then darts off to join the rest of the pack.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about saving, so I couldn't have saved and then tried a different way, but anyway. I assume we got it right. Yeah, that's all we can do, yeah.
You stand at the sturdy metal gates of illustrious Lux Superior, capital of Forge. Sunlight glints off the golden surface, blinding any inattentive viewer. Techno-magic turrets guard the corners of the gate, ready to disintegrate any invaders. The gates glide open. You stand at the courtyard garden of the Museum of Memory. Forge King sit on benches next to glittering fountains, conversing of mundane matters while enjoying the pleasant weather. A group of workers carry new items into the museum. The museum itself holds collections of relics of the past, tools, gadgets, jewelry, weapons, artifacts, remnants of forgotten conflicts, and obsolete technologies. 2 separate halls were built for the vestiges of lost biospheres, the flora and fauna, from Faloi, the destroyed homeland of centaurs, and the Golden Coast, the destroyed homeland of observers. An elderly centaur ambles down the central walkway. He stops at a memorial column, its surface covered with intricate carvings of the history of Faloi. At the base, he lays a bouquet of flowers, bright and solemn.
Okay, so we still got to talk to the Forge leader. We can't open that gate. Let's look up this way. Okay, we got something here.
The gleaming golden-hued walls of the town hall strike you with their overwhelming ostentation. The room itself is straight and angular, surfaces adorned with a hexagonal pattern. An array of podiums partition the hall into sections. Upon these, you see a selection of sleek weaponry and unfamiliar technological aggregations, all aesthetically engraved. An oppressively tall and rigid figure stands awaiting, hands clasped in front. Their face is hidden behind a mask of shining white ceramic. A set of steel composite tentacles form a circular shape, a halo behind their back.
Emissary, the Order has expected your arrival.
Her voice sounds from the general region of her neck, mechanical, monotone in cadence.
Word travels fast from one end of Aeol to the other. Mount Ishros beckons those who wish to talk of an accord. We, enlightened of Forge, are the 4th and last on the account. The others have agreed to attend, I gather. I inquire, why should we agree to this?
Even through the fuzzy monotone, you can sense, if not hear, the sneer.
Forge has no need or want for the superstitious atavisms of the other factions. We hover above this banality, sailing upon vast oceans of knowledge and progress, our sights set to the stars. The others would be no match for our technological superiority. Their threat is negligible. Perhaps. Therefore, I will grant your quest respect, in return of a favor. Forge will attend if you retrieve an artifact stolen from us. Find the culprit and mete out deserved punishment. They escaped through the southern gate. Access to our portal is restricted, so the thieves are still within 8-fold. Once you've retaken the artifact, well, you may hold on to it for the time being. It may be of assistance, after all. I expect it returned at the mountain.
If you're all such advanced warriors, why can't you find it yourself?
Why waste resources required elsewhere, when one such as yourself presents himself soon enough?
I'm not a sellsword, beholden to the whims of pompous blowhards.
Forge takes no offense. We admire a fiery spirit. You would go far in the embrace of our augments.
No thanks. I prefer my meat the regular way. You know, soft, squishy, meaty, not ceramic scales and metallic limbs.
Meridian gives no reply and continues to tower imperiously. You decide it's time to depart.
Yeah, so these are always the same kind of direction. Would be good if we had a compass, but north is up this way towards where the menu button is. East is this way, which would be the portal there, and west is that way.
These tracks by the signpost are messy. Which way?
Prior points westward.
Prior may be right. Difficult to sneak by any guards. They're likely hiding in the wilderness.
Okay, so it sounds like we're going west. It's up that way. Nothing there. That must be the enemies.
The fading path leads to a small clearing between the mountains. You see the figure of a puppet master, a creation of Phobos. She swirls around wildly, as if searching for something, not paying your approach any attention.
Where'd you drop it, you bonehead?
The puppet master shouts to the shadows of a grove. You squint your eyes to see what she's shouting at, but can't make out anything. until a tiny bit of the grayness itself suddenly twitches. The gray emits a faint sound. The puppet master spins around to face you.
The artifact is mine. You will not get it!
A sensation of powerful magic gathers around her as she spreads her arms. Slowly, carefully, something clambers out of the darkness of the grove.
Oh, not one of these.
Yorick groans, his face turned ashen.
Okay. So unfortunately we can't get any information on the enemies. Alright, well this one's probably going to be ranged, that one's probably going to be melee. Just by looking at them. I mean, magic going to be ranged, isn't it? So, well, let's do what I would usually do, which is probably move to here. Yeah, maybe that won't actually work, but anyway, let's see what happens. Yeah, they're going to come down that way. Okay. Alright, let's try moving up to here. I'm gonna have to go with crippling, I think. Yeah, it won't actually reach, will it? No. Yeah, I can't really block him, you know? Doesn't matter what I do, he's going to be able to run past and go after that guy. No, he's not actually going to do that. Oh well, this battle is going a bit different. The enemy is kind of going after both creatures. You just won. Right. Well, maybe we could do Berserk then. Ah, right. Yeah, that would have been better for that guy. Okay, let's try something. Let's go move. Oh, now he's doing it. That's a shame. Ooh. Okay, so you can only do that once. Alright. Alright, let's go move. Yeah, it's pretty difficult to keep yourself in some kind of defensive position. Um. Oh, I'm going to use that on that. Yeah, that's a shame. I highly doubt whether we can get out of their range. So I think what we will do is just wait.
Foes lie defeated. The puppet master and the eerie thing no longer draw breath. Still, they signify the bind everyone on Aeol finds themselves in. Why would Phobos steal an artifact from Forge?
Nothing in their belongings. I guess they lost it. Or, you think so?
Yorick rubs the back of his neck, a puzzled look adorning his face.
Aye, well, you can say that about most of Phobos. It's what happens when magic is twisted for unnatural purposes.
Yeah, if you hold down Alt, it's supposed to highlight things, but you see that hammer is not being highlighted. That hammer must be it. Let's pick up the gold first.
There, hidden within the sea of leaves, you notice the glint of a metallic object. After brushing the organic detritus aside, you find the trident dagger. As you pick up the artifact, a faint swirl of magical energy passes through your hand.
And yes, that's about it. So let's have a look. So it's equipped. Can't find any information about it. See through the portal. Okay.
You found it. The artifact? Archdruid Meridian will be pleased to hear this. You may use the portal.
The Kemdi Corporal salutes, then marches off to gather up his companions. This is it, dear emissary. Benefits to faction leaders have been rendered. They demanded favors in return of attending the gathering, an event meant to help all the peoples of Aeol. This very moment grants those in power a chance for diplomacy before discord slices too deep, and blood begins to spill across the land. Are they humble enough for it? The ancient ruin is a suitable location, of course. One hopes the collapsed walls and lost homes remind of what is at stake, what happens when the sword of retribution is let loose onto Aeol. And so, Mount Ishros awaits.
Alright, so if we look at the army, we should be all healed up. Yeah, they haven't leveled up or anything yet.
The path up the mountainside is blocked by a beast-like bee creature, the likes you've never seen before. The bumblebee stares with unblinking eyes, its limbs oddly stiff as it raises a spear. Behind it stand two familiar figures, a siren of anchorage with a Svein escort. The beast utters a strange noise.
What in the name of the nine hells?
Prior, looking tense, signs a warning to Yorick. His other hand slowly moves towards his weapon.
Never had the opportunity to fight a monstrous bee before. Don't you dare think I'll miss this chance.
Prior nods.
Well, there ain't anything more careful than a mace to the skull.
Yorick stamps both feet to the ground, then bites down on a mushroom.
Okay. Well, probably melee. That one, I don't know what that one's going to do. Trident, that's the new weapon. Trident attack, stamina cost 1. Oh, we can use Trident twice. Okay. Probably close range. Oh, that's a big jump. Okay. Now let's go for the power bash. Let's try it. Okay. Wait, what's going on? What can I can't select the other guy for some reason? Maybe he's stunned or something. He's got some kind of a... I think he might be stunned somehow. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter if I use this or not. I can't do anything with the other guy. Oh, nice one. Yeah, we can't do anything else at the moment. No, I don't think so. Yeah, they're just gonna go after the one character, aren't they? Yeah, it doesn't look very good there at the moment, does it? Right, what's my plan? I'm guessing I need to try and get away from that one, hopefully. Oh, we're not going to get very far. Probably not going to do anything at all moving this far away, but yeah, that bee's one doing the most of the damage. Fortunately, I can't get him from here. I gotta move up, which is annoying because then I can't attack. Oh well. Pity we don't have anything else we can kind of do. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, nothing we could do about that. Right. Yeah, I mean, it's probably better just using Trident. You know, I could have done Berserk, but what's the point? Yeah. Yeah, Trident weapon's pretty powerful. So does that mean we've lost that character now?
The trio of foes lie defeated, their blood coloring the frozen ground. You feel this encounter was an ill omen. To come across the kin of Anchorage so close to the end, here to disrupt the gathering, or just another outrage to fuel resentment. Prior taps the corpse of the bumble beast with a stick, a puzzled look on his face.
No time for second thoughts now, lass. We're almost at the ruins. Others will start arriving soon. Become a believer in the Earth Mother, have you?
Okay. Right, so he's still kind of in my army, but he can't use him. Looks like injuries. Yeah, he's got gingerbread injury, whatever it is.
Prominently displayed in the middle of the ruin is the knot. Legend says the artifact bestows a cordial disposition on those in its presence. Even if the effect is untrue, it remains a powerful symbol for those seeking unity. Prior gazes at the legendary artifact, arms crossed, brow furrowed.
Trying to test if it works? If the stories are true?
Prior does a seesaw gesture with his hand, then signs a question at Yorick.
I'm already most cheerful, Prior. I can't go any farther. The world couldn't handle it.
Disregarding the answer, Prior turns his sight back to the knot, eyes narrowed. He rubs his jaw thoughtfully.
Come on, enough of that. We've preparations to do.
Okay, so nothing else here at the moment. Okay, so let's go for that.
A howling wind blows through the remnants of an ancient past, stirring up clouds of amber dust. Crumbling stone and rusting metal now signify the destroyed city of a long-forgotten civilization. You sit on a shattered slab of stone, waiting. Yorick gazes across the amphitheater, absent-mindedly chewing on a mushroom. Prior sits next to him, cleaning his weapon. A faint sound echoes across the broken pavement. Prior taps Yorick on the shoulder, then points at the entrance into the courtyard.
Finally! You're as bad at pathfinding as you are, Prior.
Prior rolls his eyes, places his weapon down, gets up, and prepares to welcome the arrivals. The leaders of the factions, their retainers walking behind, appear through the gateway. A couple of suspicious looks get thrown between the groups, but all act courteous enough. Travel affairs are set in order. Guards fan out, finding optimal spots to look out for trouble. Commotion subsides as the four leaders sit on their stone-hewn seats. Silence follows. Yorick leans over to whisper.
Going well so far. They haven't immediately started killing each other. Or they're trying to recall all the things they want to blame on each other.
Meridian the Machinist abruptly stands to address the other faction leaders.
Forge has been summoned here, presumably by one of you. Why, pray tell, when we have celestial goals to accomplish?
You presume much, flesh machine.
Silence again falls upon the ruin. Meridian's faceplate is fixed towards Ornir. Pico looks at the others, grinning.
Then this is time wasted. We will make our departure.
Yes, flee to your abhorrent ways. Your thoughtlessness is the downfall of all. Magic is heretical enough, but the way you twist it into yourself.
You have the nerve to condemn others, Ornir, leader of a band of murderous marauders who burn our forests and loot our lands.
Beasts who lack sense must be subdued in the name of security. Your misbegotten majory is no less foul than that of Forge. The Council of Anchorage has issued a directive. Cease use of unapproved magic under punishment of death. For there to be peace, all factions must agree.
Who put your kind in charge, dictating what is appropriate? The weakness inherent in biology makes you redundant. Relics of a failed past.
We see you as the warning you are. Your forgotten nature refuse the organic and violate the sacred balance with rotten artificiality. The future you promise is death incarnate.
Cease the prattle, worshipper of a dead god.
Gilded armor won't protect from fangs that rip out your soft throat.
None of you pose a threat to Forge. These quibbles are inconsequential.
A chilling cackle echoes through the ruin, its source eventually congregating into murmur of madness, silent so far.
Meridian is right on one account. This is insignificant. All your beliefs and technologies are meaningless in front of the hallowed Creator. Futile attempts to delay the inescapable. Change is inevitable. The only path to survival is adaptation.
Trivial posturing. Retribution for your past deeds will be swift, dark creation. Our kin remember your slaughter. In return, Slomir will be cleansed.
The grin of the choir can't be seen, but is felt by everyone. The sky of eyes wink, meeting the challenge with mockery. You slowly lose track of the thread of accusations and grievances. The voices of the leaders grow louder, more belligerent. Your head begins to throb. Suddenly, you sense a strange vibration on your belt. It's the trident dagger.
Something wrong?
The artifact in the courtyard vibrates intensely as its sections twist and grind against each other. Flashes of blinding light periodically flare out of its center. Realization hits you. The leaders snap into attention. Everyone glances at the artifact. For a second, the world is a still image. Then all break into a run, heading for the gateway. Yorick and Pryor rush off to assist people in the escape. The trident dagger emits a shrill, ear-piercing sound. You grab it from your belt and stare at its gleaming prongs. It feels like it's pulsating in your hand. You fling it away and turn to flee. The world turns white.
Okay, well, that's the end of the demo. I mean, you know, it's okay for what it is. My only thing I'm not sold on is just the way the combat's working at the moment. But, you know, they're still working on this game, so, you know, maybe there might be changes with the combat in the future. We'll just have to wait and see. But if you'd like to try this game out yourself, it's called Broken Alliance. If you click the follow button on the Steam store page, then you should get notifications when they release an update for the demo, hopefully. Or if you have the demo in your library, you should get notifications of when there's an update to the demo. And as far as I know, they have mentioned in the previous update that they will be releasing changelogs with every update that they're going to come out with from now on. So, if there's anything that you hope that they address or update or something, then you know, fingers crossed, it will appear in a future changelog when they update the demo. So, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.